Hello students. In this video, I'm going to go over the syllabus and trying to make sure everybody is really clear about all the expectations and what we're going to be doing in this course. So the syllabus is an important document. Oftentimes we don't really read it because it's just so much information and everything's in Sakai, but I do want to show you where everything is in case you need to go back to it. Okay, so this is information about me. I'm Dr. Finley. My email is finley@PLU. That's the best way to get a hold of me. If I don't respond right away, it's probably because I'm busy or asleep or something like that. So just allow up to 24 hours for a response. If you don't hear back, then maybe get in touch in case the email got misplaced or something. I often may not respond in nights and weekends. So make sure that you're responding, you're writing during business hours. If you're not, then just wait until business hours to get a hold of me. Like any class, I do have drop-in hours, but because this is online class, it will be over Zoom. So this is the link that you will go to if you want to meet with me just without an appointment or anything. You just want to say hi or whatever. And those are just Wednesdays for just this 1 hour from 10 to 11. That's not a lot of time. So if you do want to make an appointment, you click on this Google Calendar and it's got lots of different things and we can do a Zoom meeting. I will be on the PLU campus on some days over the summer. So if you want to meet in person, you can indicate that in the form. You can email me to set up an appointment. So this information is about the textbook. We will be using an open source, open access textbook. So it's free, but it's an online book and it comes from this thing called the NOBA project. And basically it's a customizable book. There's tons and tons of different modules and then I select them and I made my own set. So you want to use the one that I followed, not just anyone. And the way you're going to get credit for reading, you're actually going to get credit in this course for reading, is by using this app or website called Perusal. And you can sign up for the course, use your ID and put in this code, and you'll be able to read it there. You can print it, read it elsewhere, but in order to get credit, you want to make sure you annotate the things there. We'll talk about that more. Okay. There are additional materials on these NOBA textbooks, including some practice quizzes and other sorts of fun goodies, but they don't appear in the PDF version, which is in the Perusal site. So what you have to do is create a NOBA account. It is completely free, and then you can access the different modules and all the other stuff there. Okay. So what is this course? It's Intro Psych. So what does that mean? It's an intro to the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. We'll be having lots and lots of different topics, but we'll be talking about learning, memory, perception, thinking, development, emotion, personality, mental illness, and social behavior, as well as other different things. So it's a really, really broad topic. This is a little disclaimer about how psychology is super important because it's so broad. Because it's so broad and because it's about people, we often think, oh yeah, I know all this stuff. It's totally intuitive. The reality is, well, we use science and to understand things. So it's not just about your own experience. It's about having scientific evidence to support any claims. And so sometimes all the content that is in this course, particularly in the 4-week course, can be really overwhelming. So it's important that as you are making your way through the course, anytime you're feeling lost, confused, for whatever reason, that you get a hold of me right away. So we do hope that you're going to learn something by taking this course, and that's why we have learning objectives. There's several different ones. These ones right here are the learning goals from the American Psychological Association. So just basically, you're going to learn the themes in psychology. You're going to learn about the different content like memory, perception, mental health. You're going to apply them in some places. You're going to use scientific reasoning to understand psychology. You're going to build community and think about how psychology can be applied. And you're going to learn about self-efficacy and self-regulation. These are important things. Okay, this does meet a gen ed for PLU. So you're going to think about social sciences, analyze human behavior, display knowledge of cultural norms, and evaluate the relationship between culture and behavior. Okay, so I love psychology. It's why I teach it. It's really fun. So if there's anything that I can do to help you meet these learning objectives that's not happening and you're thinking about it, that's what you want to reach out. Okay, really important to communicate with me about your needs. Okay, so since this is an online course, there are some things that I want you to know. Even though there are no prerequisites, it is I do hope that you have some experience with some online courses or just taking courses and being successful. So I do expect that you have reliable internet access, that you have the ability to watch this video, the ability to listen to movies, that you have word processing software like Google Docs, or Microsoft Office, which you can get from the help desk. You can upload videos. You can have some just general technical skills, like creating a Word document and exporting it to PDF, basically using Sakai, knowing how to get around, using the web if you need to. If you're lacking on any of these skills for whatever reason it is, you want to talk to me as soon as possible, you can also go to the help desk. They are really great, and that's what that technology fee is for. Okay, so we do have some policies in this course. There is a little bit different from traditional face-to-face courses because we're asynchronous online. So there's no attendance, but you do need to participate in the course in a professional way. So it's online. We know online spaces can sometimes be traumatic, harassing, bad spaces. So we want to create a safe space for people to be able to say what they want. But you can't just say anything because some things, are harmful. So you want to think about what you're saying and how it's going to affect other people. Okay. Communication. I expect that you are communicating with me about anything that's going on. Sometimes it's embarrassing, you feel like, man, I just procrastinated. Like, that's not a really great excuse, but I would need to know what's going on. Ghosting your professor is a bad idea. Please don't do that. If I'm saying, where are you? Why are you not doing anything for this course? Just respond. Let me know. We can help you get back on track. Okay. I have a big old thing about academic integrity. This is an online course, so it's hard for me to monitor and get to know you and see who you are and have a sense of what you're doing. So I have to trust that you are doing your own work and that what you turn in and what you submit is from your brain. Okay, so that means that if I suspect that you are not doing that, we're going to have a conversation. That could be hard over the online course, but we're going to have to do that. So things like using AI. Don't use AI to write your assignments just because they don't look good. Like, they're not, they will give you at best like a C. So you might as well just write your own crappy assignment that is yours, and at least you learn something. Okay, so that's the point, is to learn. So if I have to deal with plagiarism, too much copying and pasting without acknowledging your sources, using other things, using other things in the quizzes, you will have to go to the student rights and responsibilities. It's a whole thing. It's not fun. Don't do it. So if you are thinking, oh my gosh, but I don't want to fail this class, I just have to cheat because what else can I do? Or I'm just feeling really nervous. Talk to me. Okay. It's always better than cheating. Okay. So there are due dates in this course, and I have a late work policy. So the way the course works is that we have 4 weeks and that we have material every week that's due on Friday. But that is only because everybody has got different schedules and I don't want to make people turn things in. Ideally, you'd be completing things throughout the week. It's not possible to start the work on Friday. Like, if you do nothing for this class Monday through Thursday and then you're like, oh yeah, I better do some Psych 101 stuff, it's gonna not be a good idea. So you do want to spread that out, but that's when it is. I do have a little bit of a grace period so that you can catch up over the weekend. Basically, if you haven't finished things, you can turn things in by Monday morning without any kind of penalty. Don't change the deadline in your head. The deadline is Friday at 5 p.m. Here's why. If you're trying to take the quiz at 4:50 in the morning on Monday and you're experiencing a problem, I'm not going to be available. So my availability is until Friday at 5 p.m. So anytime after that, you're on your own. I'm not going to respond to any technical issues or any other kind of problems. So it could be late. If your work is late, it gets half credit. So you don't want to be in that situation. The other thing about late work is I will not accept late work past 1 week after it's due. So if you're turning in stuff from week 1 that's late, you can turn it in through week 2. At week 3, no. So this is, sometimes students don't do any work for 3 weeks, and then in week 4 they start to realize that they're going to fail the course and try to turn everything in. That's not going to work. I'm sorry. You got to keep up with the course. If you cannot keep up with this course, then maybe you should drop it or reconfigure your plans. I will work with you to make sure that you're on pace, but you're not going to turn in 4 weeks worth of work. Okay, so the course ends on June 30th, and then it's the holiday week, and I'm going on vacation, so I'm not going to be, I really would like to get your grade in, so I can't accept anything after July 2nd. If we somehow, that gets end up past it, I'm not going to look at it until after the 4th of July holiday, so that's not going to happen, and we need to talk about it. Okay, and I don't mean to be really rude and mean here. It's just those are the policies. I want you to know them up front. Okay, because it's really, really important. It's not just because I'm mean and grumpy. It's because we cannot learn this material just in like a full semester's worth of material by sitting down one day. That's just not how it works. You're not gonna learn much. So there's not really much point. We gotta do follow the policy. Okay, so you are taking quizzes. I'll talk about that in a little bit online. And sometimes you get one shot at the quizzes. I expect you to sort of take it once you're ready. You get one shot. Sometimes things happen. Technical glitches, whatever, let me know ASAP. That's why you want to finish those quizzes before Friday at 5, because if you're taking the quiz on Sunday and then you don't have internet, you're late. It's going to be late. That's your choice to take it after the deadline if you want to use the grace period. So you really need to plan ahead. And so try to make sure that you're in a place with stable internet. If you have to come to campus in the library to take your quizzes, if you need help from me to get access to something, I think they have hotspots, things like that. You are expected to have stable, reliable internet. Sometimes the internet does go out. We have a lightning storm or something. And if it's something like that, you can let me know. But remember, try to take these things before the deadline. So the earlier you contact me about what's going on, the more options you have. Okay. So here's what we're going to do in this course, how you're going to achieve the learning objectives and how much each thing is worth. Okay, so you're going to read the book and you're going to annotate it. Annotate, what's that? Well, basically you have, there'll be another video showing you exactly how this works, but this Perusall website has our textbook on there as a PDF, and you can make comments, and the comments everyone in the class and me will see, so you can write questions like, oh, I don't get this, can you explain more? Or, oh, this is interesting, and you go and do some extra research and post what you find. Or you can connect to another course, or you can just go, wow, that's super surprising. I always thought blah, blah, blah. This is different. So you just basically are close reading for what you want to know, helping to define your terms. Okay, so you get 10 points. It's out of 10 points for each chapter. Okay, and so we have 12 chapters over the course of this 4 weeks. So, but you can get one miss. So if there's one that you just do really bad on, or you end up just not reading it for whatever reason, that'll get dropped. Okay. Because we are doing an online course, there is no attendance and participation in the traditional sense. So we have lessons in Sakai. That's another video. There will be little activities in there, and you need to complete those. They're like silly, like easy things to help you apply the material and interact with each other. These two, the perusal and the Sakai lessons, are the ways you guys are going to interact with each other so that you're not just all on your own. So it is really important that you do those and do them on time. Okay, so each one, there's 12 chapters. So you do 12 chapters. Each one is worth 5 points. And so it ends up being about 12% of your grade. Okay. You will also be doing written reflections. There are 12 chapters, so there are 12 written reflections, but you can skip or drop one of them. Okay, each one is worth 15 points. So it ends up being a third of your grade. So it is really important. This is where a lot of people, it's really easy to just go online and like guess your way through a quiz, but it's hard to like produce a product at the last minute. And so this is where a lot of people fall behind. It is important that you do these regularly and you start working and spend some time on them. You do get to skip one. So if you're having a busy week or whatever's going on, you can decide to skip one of them. But I suggest that you skip the last one or just give yourself one that have a bad grade. Okay, so you will be doing quizzes, 15 question multiple choice in Sakai, and these are closed book, so you want to take them after you've studied. Okay, the last thing you're going to do is a pass-fail research familiarization. This is what we do in all Psych 101 courses. You have to participate in some studies. The main way that in the regular semester is participating in student faculty research. There isn't much of this going on right now, so it doesn't make sense to post those. So we have these kind of CAN studies, what's called the Open Psychology Laboratory, and there will be opportunities as you're doing the Sakai lessons, and you only have to do 5. And there's some other options as well. In Sakai, it talks all about that. So you go into OPL, but OPL is the easiest. So you do like, so you're learning about how we study memory, and then you actually do a memory experiment, and it's kind of cool. So those don't take too much time. You have to do 5 of them, but it is super important. If you do not do it, your grade will get dropped by a full letter. So if you have a B and then you don't do this, or you only get 4 out of 5, then I have to lower your grade to a C, and I don't want to do that. So make sure you do that. You'll have plenty of opportunities to get more than 5 throughout the semester, so you'll be fine. Okay, so all the stuff is due on Friday. That doesn't mean start working at 4 p.m. on Friday to complete everything. You will not do it. It will not work out that way. So what I've done is created an ideal week. This is not you have to do this. This is sort of a sample of how you might pace yourself to get through all the material through the week. And you can decide, what you want to do. For example, if you work 12-hour shifts on Mondays, maybe Monday is not a good idea. So this is sort of assuming you don't have much else going on, or you can fit the same amount every day. So you will, one of our assignments will be to plan your week. Okay, so the idea would be like Monday, you're going to read and annotate the first chapter in perusal. Then you'll read, you'll go through the Sakai lesson and do whatever experiment opportunities for your psych res. Then you'll take a look at the reflection assignment and start getting your wheels turning and thinking about it. Okay. Then Tuesday, you'll do the same thing, but for the second chapter. Also review concepts from Monday using flashcards or online practice tests, whatever you want to do. Okay, we call this retrieval practice, like coming up with your idea. Then you'll do the same thing for Monday, but review Monday and Tuesday as well. And then you'll have completed all the Sakai lessons and all your perusals. And then all you'll need to do Thursday and Friday is review, study the material, and write up your reflections and turn those in. And then if the weekend comes and you've maybe there's some things on the reflections you didn't finish, you can submit those through the weekend, or you can get ahead and on the next unit, because the units will open up on Fridays, so you can get ahead. Okay. So that's the ideal week. If you, A students follow a plan similar to this. So if you want to get an A in this course, I would suggest creating a plan like this, filling it in your calendar. Okay. All right. So how are you going to be graded? I don't like grades. I don't love grading papers and giving people bad grades. I do want you to learn the material and complete the work. So the idea is if you do everything I ask you to do, you complete all these perusals, you do all the quizzes, you study, you do the reflections, you will learn some really cool stuff about psychology and you'll get a good grade. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. But if that's not working, like you are doing all the things and you're still not getting the grade you deserve, when we can talk. Okay, so Sakai is your friend for the grade book. You'll be able to track your progress. At the end of the term, there'll have been 500 points worth of stuff, and your grade will be based on how many points you've gotten over that 500 points. I don't like rounding up, and I don't like students asking me about rounding up, so don't ask about it. I might round you up, but I might not. Please don't ask. Okay, that's what this says. And then there is some extra credit. Okay, there'll be several different opportunities for extra credit kind of snuck into the course, but then this is the official. You can get 10 points of extra credit. That would raise your grade 2 percentage points. So if you were at a 91%, that would get you to an A. Okay, so there's extra research familiarization. There's a Scholars of Color database, and you can like research a scholar of color in psychology. And then there's bonus modules and perusal that you can do for extra credit. So I didn't assign every possible thing that you can read for this course. It's just way too much reading, but there's stuff that I would be kind of cool if you did read. So you can get extra credit reading those. Okay. The extra credit has to be done by that Friday, not like accepting extra credit. Okay, this is basically our schedule of all the different stuff. So what you can see, here's week 1, June 5 through 9, 3 chapters, and then what the modules you'll be reading in perusal or if you print it. And then these are what's due. You can see it's pretty much the same kind of routine for every week. You got 3 chapters, 3 reflections, 3 lessons, 3 quizzes, and then you want to sort of do a couple of your research familiarization credits till you get to 5. So we'll go, so then the second week is chapters 4, 5, and 6. The third week is chapters 7, 8, 9. Notice this one is kind of pushed Thursday through Friday because, or Tuesday through Friday because of Juneteenth. But everything will be open if you still want to do work for the course on that holiday. That's totally fine. But I'm kind of expecting that you will take the day off. Okay. And then week 4. Okay. This whole thing is a list of student resources. And it's basically the boilerplate for every syllabus that we have at PLU. There's more stuff everywhere. Things about mental health, religious accommodations, and Title IX and disability, as well as a help desk. So if you do have accommodations, I need to get that stuff for you. But if there's an accommodation that you don't have official, but you need, or if there's something you need, it's really important you get a hold of me quickly because this is a fast-paced course. If I don't have that information, I can't help you with your accommodations. Okay. So this is a syllabus. I know it's way too long of a video, but I'm hoping this will help you understand. If you do have questions or concerns, communicate. All right. Thank you.